In the heart of the ancient land, where the earth breathes in golden dust and the skies stretch endlessly above, life awakens to the rhythm of dawn. A soft breeze rolls over the grasslands, stirring the whispering blades into a gentle wave that moves like a silent symphony. Here, in the vast and wild savanna, existence is a delicate balance, shaped by time, tested by nature, and woven into the fabric of survival. As the sun lifts slowly over the horizon, shadows retreat, and the warm light reveals the majesty of life in motion. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the towering forms on the horizon, plays a part in this eternal story. A narrative written not in words, but in instinct, motion, and silent understanding. The landscape pulses with energy. Dust rises beneath heavy footsteps. Wings beat against the wind. Eyes watch from a distance, ever cautious, ever alert. In this place, every day is earned, not given. Life is a lesson in patience, in strength, and in harmony. The wind carries more than air. It carries scent, sound, and secrets. The calls of the wild echo across the plains, carried for miles by the open air, where there are no walls, only endless possibility. Each echo is a voice of purpose, each silence a pause in nature's grand design. Over time, clouds begin to gather, casting long shadows over the land. The sky changes its mood. The air becomes heavy with promise, or perhaps warning. Storms here do not arrive quietly. They march in with thunder in their step and lightning in their voice. And yet, beneath the fury, life does not hide. It adapts. It persists. Stillness has its own intensity. In the quiet moments, the savanna reveals its subtler beauty. The way the grass bends under its own weight, how the soil cracks and curls under the heat, or how a single drop of water can sparkle like a diamond beneath the sun. These are not just details. They are the poetry of survival. Time slows. The sun sinks lower, painting the sky in strokes of crimson, amber, and gold. Day becomes dusk. Dusk becomes night. And the world shifts once again. What was once quiet now grows louder with unseen movement. The night belongs to the bold, the elusive, and the mysterious. But the story never stops. Even under the cover of darkness, the heartbeat of the wild continues. Steady, powerful, and timeless. Night in the savanna is not a silence, but a different kind of symphony. A rustle in the distance, a crack of twigs, eyes glint in the dark, reflecting starlight like scattered embers. Some lives now retreat to safety. Others rise to command the night. The moon, high above, bathes the land in silver. It casts long, slow shadows and unveils a hidden world. In the cool darkness, the sounds sharpen. The air grows cooler, but never still. Every movement, even the slightest, sends a ripple through the silence. A gentle breeze stirs tall grasses, shifting them like ocean waves. A sudden gust, and the grasses sway harder, revealing just how easily nature can turn from calm to chaos. But even in that chaos, every living being has its role, its rhythm, its reason. Life here is not measured by years alone, but by seasons, cycles, and survival. The dry season shrinks the rivers, hardens the soil, and paints the trees with dust. The wet season brings renewal, thunder and flood, bloom and birth. One moment tests endurance. The next offers relief. And the wild endures them all. Beneath the surface of the savanna lies ancient memory. This land remembers footsteps that once wandered, echoes that once roared. Every path is worn by generations that came before, all connected by instinct and the quiet wisdom passed down through survival. Still, time marches on, and with each hour, the wild reveals new faces, some familiar, others fleeting. And in the quiet stretch of midnight, the stars seem to speak, telling tales in patterns drawn across the endless sky. Far from cities and human light, the savannah's night sky is unbroken. It blankets the world with awe. With every breath, the air feels older, more sacred. And in this stillness, the cycle turns once more. Soon, the first whispers of morning creep across the horizon. A faint glow appears, subtle at first, then steady. The temperature shifts again. Shadows soften, shapes become clearer. And with a final hush, night gives way to dawn. Dew settles on the grass, catching the rising sun in thousands of glistening points. It is a new day, but the wild does not celebrate. It simply continues, as it always has. A new symphony begins. Sounds rise again. The first calls of the morning echo across the open plain. Wings stretch. Hooves move. Eyes open wide to the day. There is no need for a clock here. The sun is the keeper of time. The wind, the messenger, and the land, the ever-present stage where life plays out its eternal performance. Every corner of this place has a story, and even silence has a voice. In this theater of nature, power does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it watches, but always it waits. As twilight settles over the savannah, a hush sweeps across the golden plains. The heat of the day gives way to a cool breeze, and shadows stretch long and lean beneath the acacia trees. The landscape, once shimmering in daylight, now glows with a soft hue of amber and lilac. In this hour, the rhythms of the wild subtly shift. Day turns to night, and diurnal creatures make way for nocturnal ones. The transition is seamless, almost choreographed. The sounds of the bush change from lively chatter to a haunting chorus of distant calls and rustling leaves. The scent of the earth thickens with moisture as dew begins to settle. This is the savannah's second heartbeat, pulsing quietly but steadily in the background. In the thickets, small eyes flicker open. Creatures adapted to the dark begin their silent patrols. Their movements are deliberate, cautious. They rely less on sight and more on sound, scent, and instinct. The cover of night brings both opportunity and danger, where stealth becomes a matter of survival. Above, the moon ascends, a silver sentinel in the sky, casting light that dances on tall grasses and outlines every bush in pale luminance. The stars arrive by the thousands, scattered like diamonds across the African canvas. Beneath this celestial display, life unfolds in the most intricate of ways. Still, the savannah is far from quiet. A sudden cry echoes in the dark. Somewhere in the distance, an unseen struggle begins. The wild is never truly at rest. It simply wears a different face at night, less familiar, more mysterious. The heartbeat quickens. The next phase of this ecosystem reveals an extraordinary level of cooperation and competition. Some animals rely on alliances, while others thrive in solitude. The bond between certain species is a matter of mutual benefit, a testament to nature's balance. Others test that balance with cunning and confrontation. Every leaf that flutters, every blade of grass that shifts underfoot, tells a story. Stories of persistence, of chance encounters, of quiet victories and subtle defeats. Here, even the smallest gestures hold meaning. A flick of an ear, a low growl, a sudden stillness. As hours pass, the temperature dips. A mist begins to form over the watering holes, where animals once gathered in daylight. Now, under the moon, these pools serve a new purpose. Silent footsteps approach, and cautious heads lower to drink. The ripple of water mirrors the stillness of the night. This endless cycle continues, life adapting to the rhythms set by sun and moon, heat and rain, feast and famine. The savanna is a symphony of these elements, each note resonating with purpose. Dawn slowly approaches once more. A faint pink light bleeds into the sky, marking the return of day. Birds begin to stir, shaking off the night's chill with a chorus of song. The air grows warmer with each passing moment, and the shadows retreat once again. As the sun climbs higher, the land awakens anew. It is the beginning of another chapter in the saga of the African savanna, a place where life and death, beauty and brutality coexist in breathtaking harmony. This vast wilderness, rich in wonder and mystery, continues its eternal performance. It is not a place of endings, only cycles. And in this rhythm, the true soul of the wild beats on.